Alright, kiddies. We're in front of Avenue Pizza. No, I'm not gonna get food. We're going to counseling. Let me show you where my counseling place is. So, this is Broadway. This is Broadway. Broadway and Hirschbeck. There's a little store there. This is like straight hood. Alright, so we're walking to counseling. Look at that. I gotta cross the fucking street. I gotta cross the fucking street. No, you didn't miss anything. Dude, you didn't miss anything. I just started. We're walking to counseling right now, so we're walking to the building right now. Then over here, there's the church that I got. There's a church right there that I got my communion at, because I used to be a little Catholic boy. Okay, so then this used to be a fucking Wilson Farms over here. You could tell it used to be a Wilson Farms. Now it's just a Smart Shopper. Beer, cigarettes, groceries, lottery, utilities paid here, and takeout. No, that's not the same that's not the same place that kicked me out. See, what happened was, you can't even see it from here, but what happened was, that's not St. Agnes over there. St. Agnes is like down that way more, but you can't see it from here. So what happened was, because St. Agnes was like in Lovejoy, my parents tried to put me in there, and then I guess when I got old enough, I would do my communion at St. Agnes. But then, like I said, I got kicked out of St. Agnes, and they said, "Fuck it, we'll go to this church, and then we'll get his communion done here, because they won't, because you know those nasty nuns." You know, they don't take shit. No, they'll hold a grudge against a little 2-year-old child. You know, they'll hold a grudge against a child for like 80 fucking years. You know. So we had to switch churches, and then I became an atheist, and it's like all that. Then my parents were pissed because all that money they spent on communion shit, you know, went down the shitter, and just like it means nothing to me now. So we're going into counseling now.
Watching them go to 5 stars and do stuff, they will be responding with ATVs.
that, or when they show up, right? Yeah, technically can't come out.
You got a great setup there, man. It's coming together. I want to get a bar put in over there. You know any good contractors? Yeah, I might. Nice. Give me a bunch of quotes. Check the reviews.
I put a note on her account as well, but I did tell her that she didn't have to watch the movie. Yeah, we just need to things like that for just cause like I wanna be able to talk to her. Connections and an online school led by teachers who raise the bar.
Oh!
Connections Academy brings school to life. Visit connectionsacademy.com. Public and private school options available. Retired Judge Dick is leaving his rural home
Judge
downtown
Dick.
Tampa condo to be close to his girlfriend Margaret. So far, he's seen 2 condos in the area. A 2-bedroom on Harbor Island with a view he didn't like, and a 1-bedroom plus a den in historic Ybor City that he felt was a little small. Today, his son Garrett's showing them a bigger place back on Harbor Island.
We're very close to the marina, actually so close you can hear the boats.
Wow.
Oh yeah. What do you think of the building itself?
I really like the building. I like the traditional look of it. I love the ironwork.
I like the ironwork too, but the rest of it's kind of boring.
Units listed at $265,000.
That's almost at the top of my price range.
It is a full 2-bathroom, 2-bedroom.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to get a 2-bedroom, 2-bath unless I spend at the top of my price range, which I really don't want to do.
This is the community pool here. Over here, Dan, you have the shower and grill area.
Oh, great.
And right behind you guys is the cabana.
We could have a little beverage out here and be super cigar.
It is really nice.
In the community, you also have the gym, you have the conference center, and kind of a hangout room in the clubhouse. All of this is included in the HOA, which is $304 a month.
Wow, that's not bad. The pool area is really, really like a resort. Off the charts.
All right, guys, this is it.
Wow.
Hey, nice.
Notice the beautiful wood floors?
I like the wood floors.
You have a really big window that's a lot of natural light.
I do like the light. That's nice for me. I like the molding. I like the color in here.
It is traditional.
Well, let's take a look at the kitchen.
Okay. I like how it opens up the living room. I like the granite.
Cabinets are nice.
Not the color. I like them a lot darker, but maybe I could be a little something.
Like what? Like the brown?
Brown.
No, you can't. You can't paint cabinets brown.
I just don't think I can live with white cabinets. Yeah, I can't paint the kitchen cabinets. I don't know why you can't paint kitchen cabinets. I thought that's what paint was for. I don't see why you can't come in and paint the cabinets green or whatever color you want. But she said you can't.
Well, over here you have the dedicated dining space.
What do you think about the chandelier?
Well, in all fairness to you, I like it, even though it's modern.
It is modern. I like it too.
You're both agreeing on it. That's great. Fantastic. Okay, so let's check out the guest bathroom.
Okay. Boy, this is a nice big bathroom.
I like the countertops.
I do too.
And then right here in the hallway is the washer and dryer.
They do look like they're a little dated and used. They need to be replaced for sure.
Let's move into the bedroom.
Okay.
For a guest bedroom, this is pretty good size.
This is really big. This is what I really had in mind, a nice den. And actually have a real bed in here if you wanted, and display cabinets. Now, was that the closet for this bedroom where the washer dryer is?
No, this room actually has a really great size walk-in closet.
Oh, super.
Lots of storage. This is good.
Yeah, I can hang everything I own in this place.
So let's make our way to the other side of the condo here where the master bedroom is. It's a split bedroom floor plan. So this bedroom is similar in size to the guest bedroom. You've got a great Juliet balcony right here.
What does that mean?
It means there's a threshold. There's no balcony.
Wow.
But Dickie, you could serenade me from down there.
Okay, I'd be like Pavarotti.
Here, I think you should shut the door.
Oh my gosh. Let's check out the bathroom. Closet's on the far end.
Oh yeah.
It's big.
It is big. The closet's great. It's big, double doors, plenty of room for storage. I like the traditional look of the place.
The pool area is fantastic.
Really nice. close to the marina.
Oh, I love the granite countertops. I also like the cabinetry a lot.
The bedroom and the living room in the unit were really kind of small.
You know, if you did some updating to it, you could put your own wall factor on it.
Right, a place I could just move into.
I'm sure they get into it all. It's decision time, but it won't be easy for Dick. It may come down to style, room for collectibles, and whether Garrett can get the price his dad wants.
It's time to make a decision. So what do you think, Dad?
The Quins are 2.5 now. They're louder, more demanding. You're taking over with here?
Heather.
Pray for us.
This year's HGTV Smart Home 2018 is all about the smart life, where smart solutions fast forward you to easy, unleashing your inner designer, and with HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams designer curated color collections like American Heritage, you can make a match for rent and money. So say goodbye to penile paralysis and live for, ta-da, own the smart life. Presented by HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams. Ta-da starts with Lowe's.
With thousands of colors you can afford, Valspar makes it easy to change your look. The change starts with Lowe's.
There are multiples on the table. One is cash, rear FHA, one is VA.
She's saying, oh, I want to buy this house. You got this. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans makes the complex simple. Understand the details and get approved in as few as 8 minutes by America's largest mortgage lender.
Depression is not just sadness. It's tiredness and difficulty concentrating. Depression is not something that can hold you back. My doctor prescribes a prescription medicine for depression.
Trintellix may help you take a step forward in improving your depression. Tell your healthcare professional right away if your depression worsens or you have unusual changes in mood, behavior, or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Do not take with MAOIs. Tell your healthcare professional about your medications, including migraine, psychiatric, and depression medications, to avoid a potentially life-threatening condition. Increased risk of bleeding or bruising may occur, especially if taken with NSAID pain relievers, aspirin, or blood thinners. Manic episodes or vision problems may occur in some people, may cause low sodium levels. The most common side effects were nausea, constipation, and vomiting. Ask your doctor if it's time for a change to Trintellix.
So-so pizza? Not in this house. Because that's no so-so family. That's your family. Which is why you didn't grab just any cheese. You picked up new Kraft expertly paired mozzarella and Parmesan for Pete's. Ah, yeah. Kraft. Family craving. With a strict $275,000 budget, retired Judge Dick is looking to move from the outskirts of Tampa to a downtown condo. With the help of his girlfriend Margaret and his son Kieran as his broker, he's seen several options. Now it's decision time.
What do you think of the garden unit for $225? Love the fact that it was right on the water with the marina. I could keep the photographs here.
I love
Judge
how
Dick.
gorgeous.
Second bedroom, really, I don't call it bedroom. It didn't have any view at all.
Right, but keep in mind at $225, that was the lowest price unit we saw.
Well, that's true.
So what do you think about the historic loft for $260?
I like the fact that it's in Ybor City with our family's history.
I see, they made this appointment late, Mike, that's why you didn't show up on my sheet.
Hey,
your doctor, is it,
I love all of the
Angender
natural
Singh,
light.
your
That
primary
bathroom
doctor?
was great.
Is that who you see?
Second bedroom or...
Oh, at ECMC?
Is that where it is, ECMC, like family clinic or something?
I keep forgetting the name of it. It's not part of ECMC, but it is.
Is it like ECMC internal medicine or the family care clinic?
I keep forgetting the name of it.
You don't have an appointment card or anything upcoming?
No, I gotta call them and set something out.
That's the other thing, we're supposed to ask you to make sure you're, like, we're updating in here that you're seeing your doctor regularly, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what I'm supposed to do.
but no, that's not my doctor anyway.
It's not your doctor?
No, it's
So we definitely want to change it. I got a bunch of places recent. I got Adult Family Clinic on number 5 South,
Gave all the
446
amenities I
Ryder,
wanted,
they
had
call it
the look I
Clevefield.
wanted.
That's probably the name of it.
Close to downtown.
You think
I
that's
even
it?
like it more
Yeah.
if you get the price
Clevefield
really,
Clinic?
really way down.
Yeah.
Let's do
Alright,
that.
let me put
Fantastic.
that
I'll
in.
make it happen. Great.
And the doctor's name is Dr. Lugo.
Only about 3 weeks.
Eric
Gary did a
Lugo?
really great job.
Robert Lugo.
Asking 225, but we finally settled on 212,500, which I think was a great price.
Well, your dad and I were in Key West recently, and he found this beautiful teak wood table.
So cool. I love it. I really was looking for a place that was moved and ready, and this place for me was. I didn't have to do anything except get some.
At Dr. Singh, I think what you're thinking of is sometimes I can't see Lugo. So, huh? Well, it's a woman. I don't know her first name. But it is, her name is Singh. I just don't know her first name. But yeah, it just put Dr. Lugo. Because what happens is sometimes I can't see him. So they give me like one of his yeah. This place has a marina right outside. Anytime I want, which is really great. This is the perfect unit for me.
You love the water.
Love it, love it. I might even turn it to a pirate. I don't know.
Chip Carter's the boss on demo day right here. Look at those guns.
Where's the beach? Which way's the beach? More children would be in your near future. This for your master.
What do y'all like? What don't you like?
I would say there's a small amount of fear. Wow.
I think this is going to be one of those your life.
Are y'all ready to see your fixer-upper? It's better than ever. We're Chip and Joanna Gaines. Oh, he is.
Oh, we take the worst house in the best neighborhood and we turn it into our client's dream.
Are you guys ready to see your house?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, wait. Do you have the guts to take on a fixer-upper? Ooh, Drake, that's so
Nice,
cool.
Drakey.
Guys, they look like little
Dude, let me
rainbows.
see how big yours can get.
Let me see you do yours.
Well, Ella's like literally.
Drake, one of those bubbles was this big.
Hey guys, tomorrow Mommy and Daddy are meeting some new clients, the Mahan family. They want us to find them a house out in the country. We're really excited about this one. You know, Chip and I love living out in the country, and that's really what Joel and Rebecca are looking for. So we think we've got a good idea of what they're wanting, and we can't wait to get started. Hi guys. I'm Rebecca Mahan. This is my husband Joel.
We're both family medicine physicians. We've been married for 8.5 years, and we have 3 children.
We're planning on adopting out of the foster system, and that should happen probably in the next year or so.
And we definitely need some more space for all these kids.
Yes.
We could be small town here. And you always gotta be and
Right, but he has to let me know.
The air not properly, so
Yeah.
Yeah, he rents one. Oh, okay, so it's just gone.
It's 5 to 10 minutes outside of Waco, but there's still a lot of farmland.
Well, I'll give it a little time, because we always have to get people.
I really like it.
Okay, so what I can do is at least send him a letter.
Our budget right now is $475,000.
But what I can do is just follow up with like, rules and policies.
Now we've got to have that counseling.
No, I'm not letting anybody be an adult, but just want policy my rules too. Right. Because your family alone is right.
it's 5 acres.
I'm glad you're getting
I guess we could do less at the house. Cowboy hat.
But just, you know, like, I'll just follow the policies just so that I can cover it up too, okay? So like, I'll send it to your address, that's as far as I know. And it will explain that you have to call me and, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's got 3.5 acres. House is 17,000. It's 2,800 square foot.
Okay.
It's 3 bedrooms, 2.5
So
baths.
I can even try to
figure
get
that part of it out. They're asking on this house $300,000.
now we're calling Michael verified.
It looks really, really big. It is nice. One of the things that a lot of people like for decorative are these ceilings like that.
These tray ceilings got really popular in basically late 90s, early 2000s, and this is sort of a formal feel. I don't like this style as much. Cool gas fireplace, it's got the gas logs.
The only thing is with the ledge and the toddling babies, our youngest is about to learn to walk. The Mayhans are both doctors, and one of the things that we found with them is they're very safety conscious. So
They remind me of myself. Very safety conscious.
yeah, very much so. We should be bothered.
Hey, you guys come in here and check out the kitchen.
It's pretty, and I know that some people probably love it.
Sure.
It's just not really my style. We can move this whole wall, open up that wall into the living room, get you some more cabinets. Elsewhere, we could give you a bigger island. I would find a new place for your sink so that you're maybe looking that way with the sink instead of in the corner. So there's just a lot of different things we could do to really make the space work for you. I love your ideas. You're so good at this.
Well, let's go check out the master. All right.
We've got these nice double doors that we do, so it makes it feel more grand.
Lots of natural light.
Do a set of French doors here, so it's a practical way to walk out. You have a little sitting area outside. And you have such vision that I would never even thought of that. That's awesome.
Let me show you guys the backyard. This is where it gets good.
I love how big this porch is. I mean, it's covered.
You know, it's got this beautiful backyard, which I can imagine the kids playing in. Then you've got this big space, which ends up being about 2.5 acres in the whole. And of course, a cow. We've got a couple of goats that we really think are cool. So, don't do it. Don't do goats. Remodel the kitchen, add the French door in the master bedroom. All of this will easily add up to about $25,000 for this renovation. They're asking $360,000 for it, so if you guys have a $475,000 budget, you guys have a
Okay, Michael, I got it working. Let's see if it takes your signature.
Let's go into the property, see if we can't find one.
This actually gives us the release for the doctor, so.
There's trees.
There are big trees, mine. Wow, nice tree-lined driveway. I cannot believe it. Of y'all's list, when I drove up here, I was like, well, if that's not what they were describing, I don't know what is. This thing was built in 1987. It's got a little over 30 years. About 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath. I mean, this really speaks to a lot of the things that you guys were after in the house. Sounds good. Okay.
Okay, guys, watch where you step here, because it's kind of close to the entrance. Yeah. Where's the
Oh, you said you gotta make an appointment, right?
No.
See him recently?
Oh, with Lugo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta make another appointment, yeah. Okay.
And my program director's missing for today too, okay?
Hi,
Yeah.
my name is Kathleen.
Hi.
Thanks for coming back on short notice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to talk to you because we got notification and I couldn't make out her message clearly, but it's the person you work with through either Evergreen or TSI. Can't remember, which agency do you have linked with you?
Neither.
Oh, well, you told me at one point that you did have one of those.
I never even heard of Evergreen.
Oh, okay, so
and I used to use TSI.
So maybe it was from that agency, but a woman called and said that you had like recorded and then live streamed our whole counseling session.
Okay.
And that you were then like had a mental breakdown or that you felt suicidal. And then I looked online and I did find the live stream and I also found a video where I couldn't get my sound to work.
I want to know who called.
I don't even have the person's name. Like I couldn't return the call because I don't have a consent.
Do you have the record of the voicemail?
I do not have it anymore. But honestly, like that's really not the main concern. You know, this is about your actions, which is,
you know, you violated our policy, and also just like the basic trust and a counseling relationship by putting that online.
Okay.
And I know you told me that you were discharged from another place for the same thing, so I know that you're aware that that's not like a good thing to do.
That's kind of like my right to do.
Well, I mean, I get that, like, if you want to put your personal information out there, that's one thing, but be aware you were also filming in our, you know, waiting room, and if there had been another client face or name on there, audio or video, that would have been violating somebody else's confidentiality. That's a huge issue.
Okay.
So you get what I mean? Like, you're risking messing with other people's information as well when you do something like that.
All right.
The other thing is that while it's your right to record a session, you have to also get consent first from all the people who are involved, which would include Heather as well.
No.
Yeah, just like if I were to record you, if I want to record one of our sessions, I would need your explicit consent. You would have to sign something. Yes, that's how it works. That's basic like HIPAA. So it goes both ways though. Like if for something like a counseling session or a doctor's appointment, it's also illegal to be recording like what I'm saying to you without my consent. Like it's a two-way street.
It's not. Because New York State is a one-party consent state.
Well, according to our own agency policy, if nothing else, that's violating that.
Okay.
And again, I know you're aware of this stuff. Like you were discharged from another provider, right? For, you know, filming that session. So you have some common sense awareness.
I have to do it to keep myself safe.
How so?
I have to keep it so that, you know, there's a record of everything.
Is that to say you felt unsafe in here at some point?
No, not really, but I just gotta make sure that we're on the same page.
But that's not really the appropriate way to do that.
What was it that you were trying to get out of recording it? So I'm hearing that you wanted to be on the same page with her, but it's difficult to do that if you didn't.
It's like how people record it's like how people record police encounters.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing.
So did something happen during the session that then triggered you to post it on YouTube?
No, but it is my right to do.
Well, according to our agency policy, because we do have a consumer rights and responsibilities, because there's both responsibilities and rights on both sides.
Yeah.
That's a violation of your counselor's rights as well.
How so?
Because you recorded her without her consent. So for our agency policy, you're not able to record your sessions without consent from both parties.
Then that's the agency.
Yes.
Okay, but that's not the law.
Well, yeah, I guess it's kind of distinguishing, but like agency policy is still, right, obviously another set of rules to follow. Right, and like I said, I mean, you specifically told me you were discharged from another provider for doing the same thing. So you are aware that that's something that...
No, I got discharged from him because I was live streaming at home and he called me.
Okay.
And I didn't feel like turning off my live stream to take his call.
Right, okay. But it's the same idea. You know, he, as a therapist, was like talking to you and was not aware that it was being recorded and it was on the internet, right? So it's the same basic concepts that apply. All I'm saying is, like, it's not totally new to you. Like, you know, something like this has happened before, too.
I guess. But even so, it's my right to do that.
Well, right, like I said, if it's your information mostly, right? But what I'm saying is, like, when I come into it and you're recording our particular session, that's different than just recording your day-to-day life. And like I said, also, the waiting room, like, you were filming in there, and, like, what if another client had, like, stated his name out loud, or you caught somebody else's face? You're then risking somebody else's privacy, which is just not okay.
Well...
Right, because at that point, you're in a medical setting.
Well, then I would just go back home and edit it out. Edit that part out. So...
But you get where we're coming from? Just, I mean, about agency policy and you violating also, like, the trust that, like, we have in a counseling relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you think this is a big deal?
I don't.
Can you understand why we think it's a big deal?
A little bit.
Why do you think we think it's a big deal?
Because it's just like I don't even like okay, so the people out in the waiting room that it's just their problem, you know.
No, it's not their problem because they should feel safe coming.
You know what I mean? Like if I record out in the waiting room, I get that I shouldn't be doing that.
Okay.
But here I think it should be.
Do you think that you can understand why we're saying that you need permission from all parties involved before doing that?
Because you said it's a company policy, and like I said, it's a company policy, but it's not the law.
Right, but when you're within our company, a part of agreeing to coming here and being a client is saying that, yes, I'm going to follow your policies.
Okay, and I didn't know those policies until now.
Why do you think we might have a policy like that?
I don't know.
Because the thing is that we're about protecting everybody's rights and privacy. So
Yeah.
in the same way that we protect all of your information, we also want to protect our staff as well. And they're not giving permission to being put on the internet.
Yeah, I get that. But I guess some cops don't want to get put on the internet either.
Well, I wonder too why you equate like the cops and then a counseling appointment. You know, just like you saying that you need to feel safe and that everything's kind of documented or that there's proof of things happening. You know, just were you in a different situation where you felt unsafe in counseling or in treatment?
No. I do it just so that no one can twist my words around.
So what is a different way that maybe you could get that same feeling, that feeling of safety where your words won't get twisted around?
I don't know.
So a couple of different things that we offer, for example, are what's called concurrent documentation. So being able to do your progress note with your counselor and seeing like what they're putting in the progress note to make sure you guys are on the same page. And the other thing is you can always request copies of your records as well.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of different ways here that I can suggest to you that you could feel safe in the future. You know, if you're in with any kind of agency, you have the right to request your records.
Okay.
Because like every session that we do, right, I have to write a note for it. The visit you had with Dr. G, you know, a while back, like that's all documented. So
yeah.
There are other ways to kind of like meet the same need or goal without having to, you know, violate somebody else's trust or confidentiality.
Well, I don't see it, like, I don't care if my confidentiality is violated or
right,
not.
yeah, and I get that, and I agree, like, you violating your privacy, whatever, that's
I'm
your
doing
own
it
right.
myself.
Exactly. But when other people come into play, that's where it's an issue. So
I
that's what I'm
understand
saying, like,
that without in the waiting room.
Right, it's just a difference between live streaming in your own apartment, and, like, that's totally within your rights. But when other people are then involved in not giving consent, that's where, you know, so it's two different things.
Well, like I said, because, like you said, it's a company policy.
Mm-hmm.
Company policy, but it's, like I said, it's not the law. Like, I could just go up to somebody and start recording them. Like that, I mean, I could go up to someone and have a conversation and start recording them without telling them.
I'll be honest and say I don't know what the law specifically says for New York State.
It says that New York State is a one-party consent state, which means that if you're like recording like a phone call between yourself and somebody else, you only need the consent of one person. And since I'm the one recording, I'm the one giving the consent.
Right, but again, so that's where our agency policy comes in.
If I'm recording a phone call between two different people, I only have to get one of those person's consents. I don't have to tell the other person.
What was your concern behind telling Heather that you were going to record the session?
Huh?
What was your concern behind telling Heather that you were going to record the session?
I didn't tell her.
Right, why didn't you tell her?
Because I don't have to.
But what are you gaining from that? Because at this point now, it looks like your therapeutic relationship is pretty fragile at this point.
I really don't want to talk about it.
So this is something that we do need to talk about because at this point it does impact your treatment here at this clinic.
Yeah.
So this is something important to talk about.
Not really.
Well, I mean, my other question was whether you found out whether you fulfilled your, you know, like legal obligations to be in counseling per court, because you had already brought up last time that, you know, you
I mean, I could have just blown off this counseling session.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's your right to kind of just have us discharge you at this point anyways. You had brought it up last time before any of this even happened.
I guess that was
right?
part of it too. Like, I just didn't care. So, I mean, I don't know. Because I don't get anything out of this anyway.
Well, right. I mean, I know from the beginning the goals that you've had have been pretty limited, and, you know, I was kind of willing to work with you to check in once a month and kind of allow you to kind of fulfill the core obligations. But at this point, you know, you have already brought that up on your own, and then on top of it, this happened. So I'm just wondering if it would be a good time to have you just kind of like be done coming here for now, knowing that you would be welcome back in the future if you ever wanted to be here.
But a part of you returning in the future, if you would like to, is that we do need to ask you to take the video down.
Yeah, okay.
So if you would mind, I would like you to take the video down actually while you're in here with Heather and I.
What do you mean, take it down? I can't.
So
I gotta go home and do it.
You can't delete a video off of YouTube?
Not from here. I gotta go home and do it.
Why is that? Because internet access, right, allows you to do a lot of different things from any different, you know, device.
Yeah, because I have to use a certain program on my computer to do it.
Why would that be if you're putting it up through YouTube?
That's just the way I do it.
Well, it sounds like it's the way you do it, but not the way it has to be done. Like, we are going to feel much more comfortable with the situation knowing that it's taken down now. Because, again, you violated the confidentiality and trust of, like, the agency and potentially other clients by doing this, you know? So it's kind of uncomfortable for us, too, to say, like, oh, yeah, we're going to let you walk out of here.
So what if I don't want to take it down right now?
Well, at that point, like I said, we're just asking you to take it down because we're trying to be respectful of you as well. But that would also turn into, again, you being discharged due to violation of our agency policy and not being able to return in the future.
Okay.
And I know, especially because Heather was mentioning, it sounds like you're required to come here through court, or at least we're required to come here through court. That doesn't look really good for you. And we want you to obviously look as best as you can to your mandating referrals.
I'm done with court. I'm done with court.
Well, the thing is that your records potentially could go to any other people that you work with, depending on who you sign releases of information for. You put a lot of work in here. It sounds like you were here for a while.
I was here for a while. I never got anything out of it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that you didn't get anything out of it. Like I said, we are trying to be respectful as well and ask that you take it down off the website.
I'd rather just go home and take it down.
And also just to, you know, you're saying you haven't gotten anything out of it, but you got to remember, like, what you get out of it is what you put into it. And you weren't telling me that you weren't getting anything at all out of it either, you know? So we focused in each session on what we could to try to give you some benefit, but you haven't been.
I've been saying it here and there. But I've always said that I've always just liked going to stay at home. You know, I could sit at home, I could do my videos, you know, I could be in my own apartment, you know, and I could talk for 3 hours if I want. That's counseling to me.
Okay.
That's more therapeutic than coming here and trying to be and being pretty much rushed out the door, you know. That's how I feel.
Well, you know, and I'm sorry to know you feel that way. And
I've always felt it's not just you. It's not just you. It's not just any other. That's just the way I feel in counseling.
Mm-hmm.
I come in here. I feel it's more therapeutic just to talk on a video for 3-4 hours straight, and you know, be in my own apartment and everything else.
So yeah, it sounds like your videos are part of how you cope with stress, right?
Yeah. You know, I could be in my own place. I don't feel rushed to get, you know, all my issues out in, you know, 45 minutes.
Right.
You know.
Well, and I completely validate your choice in making the videos. Like, our issue has never been with you making those on your own time in your own apartment, right? Yeah. The only reason it became an issue is because you recorded here.
Well, I mean, when I went to see the judge, or the, you know, a whole court thing, he just said, you gotta see a therapist for a year. And it's like, what is that going to do? It doesn't do anything for me.
Well, right. And honestly, maybe he should have followed up a little bit more in terms of having, like,
or my mom shouldn't have gotten in front of that judge. Because you want to know the whole reason? I'll tell you what's going on here. My mom wants me back in jail. Okay? My mom wants me back in jail because she doesn't want me doing videos. She doesn't like when I do videos.
What is it about your videos that she doesn't like?
She doesn't like when I tell the truth on my videos. Because my dad, he's into little girls. Okay? He's a pedophile. And I talk about that on there. She doesn't like when I say that kind of stuff. My uncles, my one uncle is a drunk. My other uncle is another drunk, and he's like a rich drunk. And they all look up to the rich drunk uncle. And you know, my mom, she lies about everything. She treats me like I'm 4 years old all the time. And I talk about that. She lies. Everything she says is a lie. And she doesn't want me talking about it. It's like her way of silencing me. So when I went to jail, she got in front of the judge. The judge didn't bring this up. She got in front of the judge and said, "Hey, judge." That's how she said it to him. Not "Your Honor." "Hey, judge, could you make it part of his release that he has to see a therapist?" And that's why I have to see a therapist. But what's going on is, since I have to see a therapist for a year, every therapist I've had, okay, well, the thing with the one I think the one doctor that I got on the live stream on the phone, I think he was a little too sensitive about the whole thing. I think he took it a little too far. He called me while I was doing my thing.
Right.
So, you know.
Well, and obviously the specifics of that situation are different than here,
right? But then I had another therapist for a session, and my mom said she called that therapist and like threatened that therapist.
Well, I've never gotten any phone calls from your mom. I would tell you if I had.
And I'll tell you why, because she doesn't know where I go to counseling. And I made it specifically I made it specific that she does not know.
But then by doing the live streaming, wouldn't that give her a hint?
Because I didn't really care. I didn't really care at that point. I was already done.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It sounds like you've not been invested in this at an emotional level from the beginning, right? Because the judge wanted you to be here. You're saying you get more out
my
of
mom wanted
your videos.
My mom wanted me to be
right,
here.
Right, it wasn't your own goal.
She set it up so that she can go behind my back and sabotage it so I could go back into jail.
Yeah, I'm sorry you're dealing with that with your family. I know there's a lot of stress within your family relationships.
Yeah, like she the other day, like about a week ago or something, like right before I went on my vacation, she called when I go to work, the detective that arrested me, mm-hmm. he actually does the security at where I work. Mm-hmm. So I have to see him, and I get along with him. I'm not going to hold a grudge against that. But, you know, my mom calls the detective because she didn't want me going to New York City. And she also said that the weekend that I was going to go to New York City, mm-hmm. there was something called the Jimmy Run. You know what that is?
No.
It's a thing downtown. They do it every year, and it's the family of Jimmy Griffin, the old mayor. He's dead, and they do a run. It's like one of those races or whatever.
In New York City?
No, they do it here.
Oh, okay.
And I've actually volunteered to do it a couple times. I don't run, but I do the direct traffic thing. And, you know, afterward they give you like tickets to the baseball game, and they give you all kinds of free food. And I ended up mentioning to Jimmy Run, and I didn't even like mention that I was gonna volunteer this year. But my mom calls up that detective and tells him, I want him to go to Jimmy Run. I work that. I don't want him there. And it's like, why are you calling him over this? She's literally calling the police on me for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable you'd be frustrated by that kind of behavior, and she's got her own
I think she should be arrested. I think she should be arrested. Because she's that phone call she made to him could have been a lead for a murder. It could have been, you could have wasted time for it. Could have been a lead for a murder that could have came in.
So let's focus on your counseling at this point. So what is our plan from here?
Plan?
Where are we going from here?
I don't know. I'm probably going to get something to eat. I don't know.
Okay, so moving forward with counseling, are you closing your case with us? Are you keeping yourself open right now?
Yeah, probably, probably could close it because I'm not gonna sit there and go through my YouTube right now.
Okay, so are you going to take the video down when you go home?
Yeah, when I get home, it's gonna take me a couple hours.
Okay. And then, is there anybody that you need us to coordinate with? Like, do you need us to send a copy of your discharge summary to the judge, for example, or?
I mean, I guess because I'm all done with that.
Okay. Do we need any kind of release
I'm
for
pretty
him,
sure
or?
we have one, but I'll make sure.
I mean, we could have just done this over the phone. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like I said, we wanted you to make sure that you're aware of what was going on and that this is something we take really seriously.
Okay. And the thing also with the suicide, I'm tired of living in that apartment.
And I know you mentioned that, but I had been giving you kind of like tips about other websites you could use aside from Craigslist.
And I've been using those and they don't work.
Okay, but that's what I mean. Like I had kind of brought up the idea of trying to give you more assistance, and you kind of just said that, and then you changed the subject. So I can only do so much to help you.
I mean, it's you're not gonna make all kinds of housing available to me.
Well, right. I mean, typically, part of it's just that's not my job as a mental health counselor, right? But we have other resources we could link you with.
But then again, living there is affecting my mental health.
Right.
Because I'm just tired of living around trailer trash.
Do you have a caseworker or anything like that you work with?
A caseworker?
Yeah, like a case manager or like a housing worker.
Well, I have the woman from, what is it? The county Adult Protective Services.
Okay. Does she help you with housing?
No. She comes in and she gives me attitude. She comes in. She just comes to my house whenever she feels like it. Bangs on the window, which I can't stand, and then gives me all kinds of attitude when she's there.
And I know Heather mentioned that you, I think, used to work with TSI?
A couple of years ago.
Okay. Is that maybe something that you'd want us to try to link you up with again before your discharge?
I don't know if I could because I got Belmont as well.
Okay. Do you have a Belmont worker?
Yeah, and she's not helping me either.
Well, you could always request to talk to her supervisor then, because Belmont, like that is their job description, is to help people with housing. So if your care manager or your worker is not doing her part, then you can say, hey, I need to speak.
I think the big problem is that it's not about me. It's not about me finding an apartment. Here's what's going on. Okay, so I go and look at these apartments. Right, I've been looking for 5 years for apartments, and all the time it's just like, do you take Belmont? And they'll say like, yeah, we do. But then what happens is these landlords will schedule showings so that a bunch of people come. So I'll be there, and my county worker's always like, well, you can't pay the deposit out of your own money. You have to go through us. We have to write a check. So what happens is I go in there to look at these apartments, and there's a couple people there, and they're always there's always somebody with money right there.
Gotcha. So maybe something you could do is have your Belmont worker talk to your APS worker so that they can get something really quickly.
Yeah, and then I told her about that, and she's like, oh, I can't come see an apartment with you.
So that's where I request to talk to her supervisor.
I did talk to her supervisor one time. I don't like her. She comes in, she's rude. I did talk to her supervisor. I said, I want a new worker. And they said, we're not giving you a new worker.
Well, so maybe part of it, though, is that's where I think taking some responsibility, too, for how you come off to other people or how you're asking for help. You know what I mean? Because really, like, people are going to respond to what you put out into the world too. You know what I mean? So if you're saying that this other person was also rude to you and refused you another worker,
She's
like,
how do I
more
say
to
it?
the story.
She's one of those how do I say it without being sounding like she's like one of those like real sassy black women. That's how I'll say that.
But you gotta be able to use the services you have in place to
And
your
it's not about
advantage.
her being black. It's about her being rude. You know.
So have your Belmont worker and APS worker spoken?
I don't know.
So that would be something that I would request is that, you know, when you go to see your Belmont worker, to call your APS worker so that they can discuss a plan for quickly getting you a check if needed for a deposit.
Yeah. Or she could come with me on one of these apartment showings.
I don't know what the rules within her job description are. Like, we can't just go to different places. So that may be the situation for her, but being able to at least call her.
So I mean the whole thing where I said I wasn't actually going to commit suicide or anything like that. I just said that because people aren't taking me seriously with this apartment. So I have to say something stupid like that to get people to, you know, pretty much take it serious.
But then the problem is that everybody's attention is no longer on the problem. So like your problem was housing that you're trying to get attention for, right?
Yeah.
But now our attention is focused on suicide. It's not on the housing.
Well, then I could just come back and say, well, yeah, I mean, find me an apartment.
But here's the thing. We have to take stuff like that seriously, even if people later on say, oh, no, I didn't mean it.
Well, you know, and how would you take it seriously, though?
So we can do things like safety planning. We can call crisis services to come out to check on you. We can.
Or you can find me another apartment.
Again, that's not a part of our job description here within the mental health clinic.
But that's the thing. You have all their services in place that is their job description. So it's about using them to your advantage.
I still want to know who called about that.
Like I said, I sincerely don't even know. I had never heard from this person before. I didn't have a consent form for the person. I just got the information and then like did with it what I needed to do, which was verify that
this whole thing reeks of my mother.
Well, regardless, the situation is what it is. We obviously know about this stuff. So, do you currently have any thoughts of hurting yourself, hurting other people?
No.
So it was strictly just to get attention for your house.
It was so that people can pay attention to it.
Who were you hoping was going to see that video? Because I think one of the things is like we would never have looked at YouTube if it wasn't for that tip that we got. So you're not. It doesn't sound like giving the information to the correct people.
See, that's the thing. I want to know who made that call.
Well, we don't know. So we really. I can't give you any more information.
And you don't have what you deleted the voicemail?
Yeah, I mean, I can't. If I kept all the voicemails I ever get in my phone, my memory would be completely gone. So I'm not in the habit of keeping voicemails. Because honestly, it didn't matter to me so much who it was because I knew I didn't have a consent form anyways on your end to call that person back. So I was protecting your confidentiality.
Was it a man or a woman?
I just know it was a female. And I thought she said she was with Evergreen, but maybe it was with TSI if you previously had them. I'm not sure. Because at that point, I just took the information and did with it what I needed to do.
I never even heard of Evergreen. What is that?
It's a local agency that provides mental health, primary care, substance use treatment, care
it's
coordination.
like this.
Yeah.
Okay, I never heard of it.
But I sincerely don't know who this person was. Like I said, I knew I did not have a release to call that person back, so that was not my concern because I was.
Because I haven't announced where I go to counseling either. Right. So that's another concern.
Well, I think the thing is
somebody knows where I'm going
now. But
now.
on your video, right? That's the whole point. Like you,
if I remember correctly, on your video it said best self.
Somebody could then.
Did I say best self?
I think if I remember correctly, because I just watched it briefly in the beginning, that it showed the sign right out front.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay.
So if anything, honestly, I think what might have happened is that you accidentally like violated your own privacy, and you know, your mom might be in the habit of watching your videos for all we know, right? So.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it was I think you know what I did was kind of set her up. I think it was my mom that called.
Well, either
and
way,
that confirms it.
Right, but either way, my thought too is again that you want this help, but you're not reaching out to the right people. If you're not letting your
I've been
workers
reaching
know.
out to the right people. I've been calling my worker, and she just gives me attitude about it.
Which worker are you talking about? Not APS.
My county, Adult Protective Services.
Who's your worker at Belmont?
What's her name again? Sabrina.
Okay. When was the last time you met with Sabrina?
I think maybe right before New York City I went to New York
So
City.
what, a month ago?
No, it was a day before, so it was probably like the 22nd.
Okay. So
Of June?
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened during that visit with Sabrina?
I just had to drop some stuff off. I don't really have a sit down with her or anything.
So maybe that's something you should ask her to set up, is like a sit down with her where you guys can look over apartments and, you know, maybe fill out some applications.
I mean, I don't know if she does that though.
Doesn't hurt to ask, right?
I guess.
Worst case scenario, she tells you no and you're in the same position you're in now.
Yeah. Because I mean, the longer I stay at that place where I am at now, the bigger the target gets on my back, you know?
So it sounds like that's an option. Do you think maybe you could give her a call later today and see if she could schedule a sit down with you?
I guess. I don't know if she will.
Well, again, doesn't hurt to ask, right?
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, again, she just tells you no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because otherwise you're not getting your needs met, but you need to advocate for yourself too and saying, like, you know, I would like a sit down. Because going on YouTube and saying, I'm going to kill myself if I don't get new housing, that's not going to tell anybody that's actually working with you that you're being serious.
It's not going to tell anybody to...
Like I said, we wouldn't go and look on your YouTube. We don't, like, Google our clients or anything like that. So we would have never seen that video if it wasn't, again, for this random person calling in.
So somebody called the voicemail and said what?
All I remember is that they called saying that you live streamed the session with me, put it up on the internet. That's the thing, it was a provider because she said something about you had recorded and live streamed the most recent visit you had with her as well, and that you then had a mental breakdown and, you know, were threatening suicide. So it was definitely a provider of some sort because she did say that you had also recorded.
Or she could have been just a fan of my thing too, you know. But you know, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. How did you find it? You said you found my video.
Oh, because she knew your YouTube name, basically, Dragonlordfrodo.
Yeah,
right,
you actually put that in.
Right, because she told us that was what the name was under, so
okay.
we knew to look at that point. But like she said, we're not in the habit of regularly Google searching our clients. Like, we protect your, you know, we talk about what we need to talk about and what comes up in the session, but we're not just going to look up your personal information on our own time. That's protecting your privacy.
Right, and it's just being respectful of your personal life outside of therapy.
Yeah.
So, right, if you're trying to convey a message to your providers, which is I need housing, that's not the most effective way to do it.
I pretty much, I don't know, I pretty much just said it just for anyone that came on there, I guess. Because, you know, somebody...
Venting?
What?
So maybe it was venting a little bit as well? Just expressing your frustration?
Yeah, and, you know, but I mean, I need to get out of there, for real.
Well, and I get that, and that's... Housing
and no one's
is a big
taking
deal.
it seriously.
Right. So again, we're gonna call Sabrina later today, right? You said you're gonna call her and
it's
see
like
if she can
it's either I'm gonna die over there from somebody killing me, or you know, if the suicide doesn't kill me, then someone else will.
So again, you're gonna call Sabrina, right?
Yeah.
And see if you can schedule a sit down with her. Correct?
Yeah.
We want to make sure you do have a plan. It's not like we don't give a crap about you as a person, you know? We're just saying that, like, this is how things have gone. These are the things that have transpired. So at this point, I think it's best to, you know, be done with our services, you know, for now. But, like, you have to know that, like, you're welcome to come back, but that's on the grounds that you take that video down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay? Because if we find out that you never removed it, then we'd basically be saying, like, you're not allowed back for services here.
Yeah.
So that, like, that's obviously your choice, but you have to just be aware of what the consequences would be.
Yeah.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, I guess.
So use your services, okay? I mean, I get being frustrated and venting and wanting someone to hear, but you gotta make sure the right people are hearing what you have to say.
I mean, because, yeah, it's venting because I can't stand living there.
Right, and I get wanting to feel safe and comfortable where you live. That's a very basic human need. So.
But then there's also a different way of saying that, where it's complaining about your housing, but it's a very different thing to say I'm going to kill myself. What was it? I think by October. I can't remember what the time frame was.
Because I didn't want to stay in there another winter.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you're in there during the winter, you're pretty much stuck there.
But there's a different way of saying that.
Because they don't like to plow the streets where I live.
Right. No, and I know it's awful, and I don't know where you specifically live, but like
Lovejoy
in general, yeah. So, but there's a different way again of saying that if you're just venting, instead of saying I'm gonna kill myself if I don't get out of here, just saying like I don't want to deal with this, like I can't handle living here again for another. Like there's different ways of saying things.
And I've tried that, nothing worked. It's been 5 years.
So again, we're gonna try to sit down with Sabrina, right, and have a sit down with her.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Mm-hmm. And I definitely think it's necessary for your APS worker and your Belmont worker to directly be in touch.
My APS worker. She's just gonna come into the house and, be rude.
So now, are you planning on actually following through with attempting suicide if October does roll around and you don't have new housing?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I might die because I can't get out and get food or whatever.
Meaning what? Because of the snow?
Yeah, because they don't plow the streets over there. Mm-hmm. The mayor says, screw Lovejoy, and they don't plow the streets.
Right. So, but you're not planning on doing anything yourself?
No.
Okay.
Even though it might be a little bit easier and a little bit less painful than starving to death.
Well, it sounds like you're also kind of making plans for stuff that hasn't happened yet either.
No, I have no plans on hurting myself or others.
Okay, so the plan from here, from what I'm seeing on both parties, are that Heather's going to do your discharge summary and discharge you today.
Yeah.
She's going to send a copy over to the court, right?
Okay.
Is there anybody else that she needs to send it to?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't even think she needs to send the discharge to the court.
Well, it's up to you. I mean, if you're saying you're no longer linked with them, it's your choice. But
I mean, that the case is closed now.
Okay.
With the court.
Just know we usually do send it to your primary care doctor. We usually send a copy of your discharge. Just
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is okay for us to send it to your primary doctor?
I guess it's okay.
Okay.
Does that really matter?
Well, we send them to your primary doctor just to let them know, because we're just like any other specialist. So if you were seeing a specialist for your lungs or for your diabetes or for, I don't know, your vision, like they all link together.
Yeah, okay.
So just letting them know basically that you're not seeing us
Just
anymore.
right. Everybody being on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that way, if they ever felt you should be in counseling again or want to recommend it to you, they know that you're not still here, right? And they're not just saying, oh, talk to your counselor that you have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're going to go home on your end. You're going to call Sabrina, see if she can get you a sit-down appointment with her at Belmont, right? And then you're also going to take down the video on YouTube?
When I get home.
Okay.
And I'll send an actual letter in the mail that just explains formally that your case has been closed.
Just send it to me?
And, yeah, to your home address, okay?
Yeah.
And it will contain the information about how to link back up with us if you want, but again, that's on the condition that you do also remove the video, okay?
Yeah.
From online, alright?
Yeah.
Sound like an okay plan?
I guess.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate you coming in, and, hopefully these other people who are linked up with you can help you with housing more effectively.
They don't do it, they're useless.
But I think part of it is how you approach a situation and making sure all the appropriate people are in touch with one another.
Right, because again, you're going to call Sabrina and see if you can use her in a different way,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, it was very nice to meet you. Thank you for letting me sit in today.
Okay.
And yeah, you can expect a letter in the mail, okay? So at least you have something in writing too for your own
Alright.
records and, okay?
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Alright. As long as you keep it day by day. All right, let's look at what this says. Here we go. Don't sign anything. Read carefully. Let's see. We talk like school teachers. Evergreen. What's Nah, none of the videos are getting deleted. Even though I said I was, I don't care. I just fed them a line of BS. You know? No, none of them are gonna get deleted. You don't have to worry about that unless they get some kind of takedown or something. I mean, if they want, they can take it down themselves. There's ways of going about that. There's ways of going about that. There's ways of going to YouTube and taking it down themselves. They wanted me to take down the video at the place right there and then. And I'm just like, I'm not doing that. Because I don't want them getting my name and my password and all that. To be honest, I don't even know my login anyway. I just have it saved on my computer and my phone. I mean, I could do it on my phone and take it down, but I'm not doing that because I'm just not. But yes, I do think everything that happened was a result of something my mother did. I do believe that for real. I think my mother is behind all that, the call and everything else. Hey, listen, they could take it down themselves. You just have to go to YouTube and ask YouTube to take it down. That's all that has to happen. Now I'm gonna go, now I'm gonna go get some food. I'm gonna go get some, probably go to a buffet. What should I get at a buffet? I don't even know right now. What time is it? 12:54. This time could have just been used to get food. It was a waste of my time. What am I near? I'm near nothing. I'm near nothing, to be honest. Of course, I have to go all the way out to North Buffalo to get the good food. They don't have good food out here. You know what? At this point, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter because my court shit is all done and over with. Now my mom is just like. Now it gets to the point where my mom is just doing, saying what she wants to say now. Now it's getting to the point where she's reporting this crap to whatever. So, kind of funny how the last live stream happened, and kind of funny how the last live stream happened, and I specifically put my phone up so that it showed where I was going to therapy. Put my phone up so it's in the picture, and now my mom's calling the therapist to try to get whatever. I think that's kind of silly. I'm telling you, she's trying to get me back in jail, but she doesn't really realize that it's expired now and none of this even matters. And that was the whole point. The whole point was I would just survive a year, and then that's it. That was the whole point. The whole point of it was, it really wasn't about the restraining order. It was trying to survive my mother. Trying to get me kicked out of all these counseling places for whatever reason. And I don't know about this evergreen thing. I don't know what that is. I gotta look that up to see if that's even real. But I've never even heard about it. I've never even heard of that. Or what's the other one? What's the other one? Horizon. That's the other one. But it's like I don't get anything out of coming to counseling. It just feels like I'm going someplace. Just to talk for 45 minutes and then leave. That's all I feel. I don't feel like I'm getting anything out of it. I feel like I'm just going to someplace just to talk for 45 minutes and then leaving. And like I have to condense all of my issues into 45 minutes. You know. We don't have Golden Corral over here. We don't have Golden... Dude, the closest Golden Corral to where I am is in Rochester. The closest Golden Corral to where I am is in Rochester. Which is like maybe 4 counties away. It's like 4 counties away. Old Country Buffet. I mean, Old Country Buffet is cool, but that's kind of far from where I am right now. It's kind of like there's only one in Buffalo, in the Buffalo area. One Old Country Buffet in Buffalo, and it's like all the way out in like Clarence. And I can take a bus there. It's just I don't feel like taking a bus ride all the way out there. I'll probably just get like some Indian food or something on like Elmwood. Or I'll go and I might get some Chinese or something. Chinese food, Indian food. Some pizza buffet. Where's there a pizza buffet though? There really isn't any. Bob and John's and maybe Pizza Hut buffet. That's about it. I could go to the casino, but do I really want to go out there? Not really. We got Ponderosa, but that's in Niagara Falls. I really don't feel like going out there. I will not go to those Seneca casinos either. If I go to a casino, it's gotta be Hamburg. It's gotta be the Hamburg casino. Because I will not step foot in that Indian casino in Niagara Falls. Won't do it. You couldn't pay me to go in there. But yeah, I'm gonna turn this off now, and I'll meet you kiddies at the buffet.